All right, we are back with Rust practice, and yeah, let me check if my stream is up and running. Yeah, it seems all right. All right, let's go. So, last time we were doing binary search and some linked list questions. I successfully kind of reversed a linked list in Rust, so let's get to the next question, which is merge two sorted lists. Let me decrease the volume on here. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Merge two sorted lists. You are given the heads of two sorted linked lists, list 1 and 2. Merge the two lists into one sorted list. The list should be made by splicing together the nodes of the first two lists. So we cannot create a new list, right? So we need to splice. Basically, yeah, we need a two-pointer approach here. So it will look something like this. Let's say this is one linked list and this is another. Let's say the values here are let's take this example 1, 2 and 4, and this is 1, 3, 4. So what's gonna happen here, there will be two pointers pointing at the heads initially. Let's call them h1 and h2. Now we will compare the values of these two heads. If they are equal, then it doesn't matter, we can append uh, yeah, we can put anyone at the front. How do we do that? So let's say our condition of comparing will be if h1 is less than or if h1 is less than h2, right? Then what's gonna happen? If h1 is less than h2, then h2 should come after h1, right? So I have to say, I have to move this arrow. I have to keep track of this reference here. I have to keep track of this reference here also. Or no? Okay. Okay, let me focus. Okay. So the point is, there is 1, 2, 4, right? And then there is 1, 3, and 4. What we need to do here is, yeah, we need H1 and H2. What do we do next? We have to move if H1 is less than or equals to H2. Then what I'm gonna do is H1 should come in front of H2, right? So it will look something like I'll move H1, right? And then, okay, let me draw another diagram. Let me just copy this and paste here. So in the next iteration, what will happen? I'll move H1 to here. Before moving, H1 should come before H2, right? Yep. I need to move this arrow to point towards H2, right? So I'll delete this arrow. This will point to H2. And yeah. This will go here, right? And H2 moves. H2 moves. I may need to look at my previous solution, what I did. Okay, we created dummy node in the front. Okay, that is way easier. That is way easier to even visualize, right? So what we are gonna do is we get rid of all of this garbage logic, and we start with a dummy node. We create a dummy node. Let's call it D. We compare H1 and H2. Whichever is smaller, we point it to there and we move that H2, right? We compare it again, whichever is smaller, we point and we move H2. Okay. Easy money. So, first of all, here we need to create a dummy node. How do we create a dummy node? Let D, or let's call it temp. Let's also search variable naming convention variable naming convention for Rust. Snake case for variables and functions, upper camel case for types, constants and statics in uppercase with underscores, lifetimes and generic type parameters. Okay, so we should use snake case. Temp head becomes a list node, right? Or box of list node. New, and I believe there should be a value. Let's call it -1, right? Now here I need to create 2 pointers that will iterate over these 2 linked lists. Let's call them h1 and h2 equals list1, let mute h2 equals list2, while h1 while h1 and h2 are not null, right? How do we check that? While h1 check if box of this node is null or not. First, give only short answers. Okay, h1 dot is underscore none, and I think it's not this one, it is this. h1 dot is none, while both of them are not none, then we compare the values. Will be then I also need a current pointer to, just to know the position of temp head, right? Current becomes temp head, then current dot next becomes h1, right? And h1 becomes h1 dot next, else current dot next becomes h2, h2 becomes h2 dot next, and at lastly we move current. Now at the end there will be one of the linked lists which is longer, which will remain. So we just need to make sure that if h1 exists, then current dot next becomes h1. If else if h2 exists, then current dot next becomes h2. This syntax is probably wrong, but yeah, that's what we're trying to learn here, right? At the end we return temp underscore head dot next, right? This will throw errors like is none, right? Comparison operators cannot be chained. Temp head becomes a box list node new minus one. Comparison operators. Mhm. I'm probably yapping at this point, but yeah. Let expressions in this position are unstable. Let v1 equals h1 and let v2 equals some h2. What does that mean? Should I do like here? This and this? Nope. Okay. How to get okay. I did it the wrong way. While sum v1 becomes h1, does this make sense? What happened? Okay. Can I use two of these sum in the same condition? While let this and while let this. Nah. Combined if let. Nope, I don't want that, brother. I want it in a one-liner. Else I can simply get the values inside the while loop, but that would be long. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Let v1 equals sum h1. Let v2 becomes sum h2. v2 v1. Perfect. No field val on the type option. What am I doing, brother? Should I just do how to uncover an option? If let sum v1 is equals h1 and let sum v2 becomes h2, then I can do all of this. Okay, let's take a look at the solution because I'm feeling a bit tired already. So yeah, simple and efficient Rust 8-liner. Let's take a look at this. So okay, there is a function let mutar equals mute l. Bro, I don't want this. I want something readable, man. Recursive. Match list1 list2. Okay, sum l1 none, sum l1. Okay, okay, bro, what is this, man? Prehead is this, tail is prehead. What? Yeah, tail. Okay, let mute list1 equals list1 list2 list2, while list is sum and is sum if list1 dot asref dot unwrap. Now this guy is using unwrap, but here it says use it with caution. I don't want to use unwrap. Mute L1, L2 if L, let L equals if, bro, same solution. Okay, let's take a look what this guy did. Bro, this guy is doing some swapping and shit. I mean, I can take a dig at this, but to understand what is going on, but I don't want to. I want a readable solution, man. I want what I am doing here, right here. I'm just trying to unwrap these values together. No one is doing that. Maybe I'm wrong. Rust, no allocation, Rust small, match solution, iterative Rust solution. Okay. Initially went with the recursive to this. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, prehead current node while let sum if node 1 dot. Okay, while let equals interesting. then means we're taking a borrowing that thing, right? Okay. If node 1 dot val is less, then list 1 dot take. Okay, yeah. This seems nice. Okay, current node equals current node dot next dot as muter dot unwrap. To move the current node, he's going to the next one as mutable, yes, dot unwrap. What is this unwrap? I know the take function takes the ownership of the variable that it is called upon. So here the current node dot next will be assigned the ownership of list 1. Yeah, okay. As muter dot unwrap. Okay. What is unwrap function in Rust? Okay, what is this unwrap? The unwrap function in Rust is a method provided by the option and result type. It is used to extract the value inside an option or result, and it will cause the program to panic if the option is none or the result is error. Okay, so it is used to extract the value inside an option. Return the contained value if the option is sum. Panic with the message if the option is none. Okay, got it. Return the contained value if the result is okay. Panic. Okay, perfect. So what he is trying to do here is, in the while loop condition, he is extracting, or not exactly extracting, he is taking borrowed a reference of the list 1 and list 2 heads, right? We already have borrowed references of list 1 and list 2 here as h1 and h2. So this condition is perfectly fine. And moreover, I can do something like is sum, because this is technically same as doing not is none, right? Now here h1 and h2 are borrowed values, so these can be but they are not they are not unwrapped, right? This seems cleaner. H1 and H2 are still option values, right? I mean, yeah, I can do this unwrap because I'm very sure that H1 and H2 have something inside of them, right? So I can simply do an unwrap here. So the value becomes, I can probably directly call the unwrap function in the if condition, but that would be criminal. Let's call v1 equals h1 dot unwrap, right? And let v2 becomes h2 dot unwrap. We don't need this if condition anymore. We'll get rid of this and delete this indentation. Now what's wrong here? We are comparing the values. Now what we are trying to do, we are taking the reference of current dot next h1. Now h1 is a borrowed thing, right? So it cannot take the ownership. If I try to do h1 dot take here, it will throw an error probably, right? Or if let's run what it says. Let's see what it says. Yep. No field next on type this h1. I should call v1, right? And here v2. Okay. Okay, so the temp head is mine was correct. Then let mute current node becomes temp head. Okay, let's take a mutable reference of this temp head, right? Yes, because we want to change the next values of this temp head, right? Perfect. Now here what we need to do is current dot next becomes, let's see if it works. Okay, if h1 dot is sum, right? That was the thing, right? Yep. Cannot borrow as mutable. Why? Why is that the case, brother? Oh shit, okay. As it is not declared as mutable. Oh, that is sad. It's still okay. Borrow of moved value h1. Let mute h1 equals list. Move occurs because h1 has a type option which does not implement the copy trait. What do you mean? Value borrowed here after move. Move occurs because h1 has type option box list node, which does not implement the copy trait. While h1 dot is sum and h2. Okay. Value borrowed here after move inside of this loop. Bro, I'm very sleepy. Okay, let's get rid of h1 and h2. Let's directly contact list 1 and list 2. Now list 1 is an option here, so we just call list 1, list 2, list 2 instead of h1 and h2, list 2. Alright. Okay. While list 1 dot is sum, list 2 dot is sum, v1 equals unwrap. Then v1 dot value, okay, current dot next becomes h1. This should be list 1, right? And list 1 becomes v1 dot next v1 dot next dot take, right? Or no? Bro, this is hard. I mean, not easy to grab in one time, right? And I believe this is the best way, just to like mess around in the syntax, see what the error is, how to fix that, what is the best way to avoid these kinds of errors. This is the best way to learn a language. I'm enjoying it, but I am a little bit sleepy today, so that's why I'm kind of okay. Move occurs because list 1 has type option which does not implement the copy trait. What do you mean by that? While list 1 dot is sum, list 1 dot is sum. So is sum function is calling the copy thing, I believe. So yeah, let's just copy his solution. So this guy creates a tuple, sum node 2 equals list 1. Read only references of list 1 and list 2 goes into node 1 and node 2, right? Now here node 1 and node 2 are simply list nodes. Node. Perfect. Now current dot next becomes list 1 dot take. It means that in current dot next it will store a write reference of list 1. That is correct. And list 1 becomes okay. This should be list 1 dot next, right? Or no? If I simply do list 1 dot next dot take, I'm just moving list 1. There is nothing else. Okay, shit. Yeah, let's try it out. There might be some ownership problem here. I can see it, but let's see. Okay. Yeah, there will be an ownership. No field next on type option this. Yeah, makes sense. So current node is the unwrapped value here. So he's trying to say that I need to make current moves to that, right? Current dot next dot as mutable dot unwrap, and the list 1 becomes current dot next dot take. Same as here, this becomes current. We don't need to move current outside of this, if else. Now this is essentially the same solution as this guy, but wait, we still have errors. Borrow of moved value list 1. What does that mean, brother? Let me prehand. Huh. Okay, we are just changing the function definition now. What? What's wrong with this? Why let some node 1 some node 2 equals list 1 list 2? Am I doing something wrong? Okay, this didn't work. Let's ask ChatGPT. List 1 and list 2 should be mutable references while let loop. Okay. Incorrect use of unwrap. Unwrap is called on list 1 and list 2 without ensuring there is some. This will panic. Incorrect use of take. The take method consumes the option, leaving it as none, which is why you need to reassign list 1 incorrectly. Here's the corrected version. So you are saying I just need to add mute here and mute here. What else? Is that the case? The rest of it is the same, right? Okay, what do you mean? What? What the fuck? So, if I don't even do this, it should work, right? Okay. And I don't need to even change the function definition. I can simply add here. Perfect. This should work, right? Yes, it does. Okay, finally. Okay, I'm done here for the coding today. So I'll just start playing Krunker. I hope you enjoy my gameplay. Okay, let's open up Krunker. Let me close. Yep. I am decently good at this game. So yeah, let's see if there are any CS. Nope, no CS servers on right now. Train, nope. Any Minecraft, nope. Okay, we gotta play the default game. Let's play Black Tower, man. These guys are good, man. No CS server, man. I'm good at CS Dust 2 map. Player 4 might be cheating. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Bro, I missed everything. Wow. Alright, I think that's enough for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.